Hey, chat, how's it going? We'll be starting in 9 minutes, so hello, say hi. Hello to Lexel Graves, how's it going, my friend? Tell me more about these Minotaurs, Lexel. I don't know what you're speaking about, but I will, once you teach me. You got a link to that, Lexel? I'd like to have a look at that, as would the rest of the guys here who you can't hear yet, but you will do soon. By the way, guys, Arcing Light there has done this beautiful artwork, so you should definitely go check that out. Hello, Super Wasp King. How's it going, my friend? Starting in about a minute now. Hello, and welcome to Encounter Roleplay, our live role-playing podcast and stream of Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition. Oh, we appear to have had some slight difficulties in the Google Hangout. Don't worry, I'll sort those out in a moment. But for now, my name is Will. I am your Dungeon Master and host, and starting with... It's actually James, but we have Beth there at the moment. We'll move that around. Beth, would you mind doing your first introduction?
Hi, my name's Beth. I'm a domiciliary care worker for Learning Dis, and I'm playing Kaylin, the elf sorceress.
Excellent. I think we lost James at the moment, so Ted, go to Ted. Oh, James is back. We'll go back to him in a moment. Fear not. There he is, James.
Sorry about that. Hangout has just utterly committed suicide on me.
That's quite alright. We're live.
Am I introducing myself?
You are indeed. Yes.
Hi, I am James. I'm currently studying to be a nurse, and I'm going to be playing Duncan Pippery, the human ranger. Hello.
And Ted, our Swedish man.
My name's Ted, and well, as Will just pointed out, I'm from Sweden. I'm gonna be playing the stout dwarf, Olfgar Battlehammer.
Excellent. And Josh.
Hi, my name's Josh. I am an actor slash. I do a lot of different jobs, and I will be playing Kai, the half elf.
Excellent. So we will be playing in our homebrew world, which I've made myself. The world is called Atonica, and at current things aren't going too well. In the past, there has been an event, a cataclysmic event known as the Fall, and no one knows exactly what this event was, but it ended all life on Earth as far as people are aware. However, some people lived through, and that's why we have civilization today. This includes the Dragonkin, who are a race of dragon men who now live in a floating city in the sky called Brasso. In the rest of the Broken Kingdoms, there is strife and war amongst warring baronies who are all fighting for control of the throne of the Emperor in this capital city of Purg. But there's been no Emperor in Purg for over 100 years. The lands are divided and fractured, and warring baronies are always at each other's neck trying to gain power. If you want to see lots of detailed information, you can go to our wiki page, which you can find down below. It's got loads of stuff constantly being updated, including maps drawn by Arcing Light, who's in the chat now, our talented friend Combi. There's a link to his stuff down below as well. But for a basic outline, here you go. The Broken Kingdoms are where we're going to begin our adventure. And this is a fairly standard feel, medieval English feel to this land, with the baronies and the capital city of Purg. And to the east lies the Eastern Satrap, which is a new power in the world. They are not at war with the Broken Kingdoms, though they are getting towards that way. There's been more and more strife and division between these two lands, and it looks as if the Eastern Satrap has been trying to gain more territory in the Broken Kingdom. To the west are the Western Marshes, and they are different from the Broken Kingdom. They are not a conjoined state, they are a different state, and this is of course a land of marshes, as the name would suggest, filled with monsters and all types of gribbly creatures, which you don't want to go near. But there is still civilization and life in the Western Marshes. They are ruled by the Marsh Barons, who look over their people. For the most part, something you need to know about this world is that slavery is commonplace and accepted in society. For the most part, elves and dwarves are enslaved, as well as some humans. If you are too poor and you're a peasant and you lose your land or your job, then you're going to lose out, and you're most likely going to be enslaved and sent to a mine to work for finding materials such as silver and gold. Also, something important to note is that magic is not very... it is frowned upon in this world. People don't really like a lot of magic. It's seen as witchcraft, and if you're found to be a really bad magician, or in fact exhibiting any sort of magic power, you're going to be treated with disdain, and at worst you'll be hung. There are a group known as the Clandestine. They work from Purg, and in the past they were actually led by the Emperor, but there's been no Emperor for 100 years, and so this group of essentially witch hunters are out of control. Their leader is a man named High Purger Werner, and he is in control of this group, and since he's come to power, a lot of people have been dead, have been dying in fact, magicians. Witch hunts everywhere, terrorized population, people blamed as witches and sorcerers, even if they're not. In particular, necromancy is hated by the clan, and it has actually become more prevalent in recent times. There's been something of a fascination with raising the dead because so many people were dying in the world, in particular magicians. To find a magician nowadays, or a wizard or a sorcerer, is very rare. Even if there is one, most likely they're trying to hide their identity because they don't want to be killed. So it's not a very high fantasy setting in which you would go to a wizard's tower and there'd be a wizard there to hire his services. That's not going to happen. So in this world, if you're a magician, you want to keep your head down. So that would include our lovely elf sorceress Kaylin, played by Beth, and indeed our roguish yet lovable warlock half-elf named by Kai. So these people are going to be under the radar a bit in society. Even if they are in villages and towns, they will not want to be exhibiting magic because that's a bad thing. I'm also trying to think of other things to say, but I think for the most part I've covered the basic setting of this world. Like I say, we're going to be starting in the Broken Kingdom, and yeah, for the most part, I think that's everything. Of course, some things to notice and to be aware of in our stream is that if you're looking for a D&D game, then you should definitely go and look to www.steelbond.com. In fact, NC Gaming, who's in the chat at the moment, aka Bronzebeard, is the leader of this clan, and if you're looking for a D&D game, I strongly suggest you go over and check those guys out, because they'll find a game in your time zone, in your type of game that you want to play, and they're a really friendly community who have helped us, and we're helping them in return, so it's a brilliant thing. Of course, as well, just to get these out of the way, if you want to buy some books, then you should go to bit.ly/encounter roleplay and buy some books from Drive-Thru-RPG. If you click the link down below, then you're going to be able to go on our affiliates link, and we get a little bit of money in return. We get 5% of that. So if you want to get some D&D books, then I suggest you go over there, because it helps us out. And of course, if you want to donate, you can get your name up there, and if you follow, your name goes up there. So I'd strongly advise you to do that. Of course, if you're in chat right now, !gold, you can earn gold and XP to increase your levels to get up to the highest level. So that is this command. I'll just do it in chat now. !gold, thank you. So as you can see, we are legendary adventurers and doing very well. at Encounter Roleplay. But you guys are going to start off at level 0. The more time you spend in our chat, the more you talk in our chat, the more gold you'll get, the more levels you'll earn, and it's all a very brilliant and rewarding system. So hello to everyone in chat, of course. Feel free to come in. Oh, yes. And if you're looking for the Stillborn link, I've got a little command for you here. There you go. So I think we're going to start joining the game. So everyone feel free to unmute yourselves whilst I have been ranting on.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. I'll go back to this splash page here. Excellent. So we begin our campaign. And let me just get up my notes, my highly detailed notes, so I can start the game.
And slowly killing all of us.
Oh, I don't mean... yes, I know. I intend to kill you very swiftly. In fact,
So yeah, soulless.
Please don't.
The rules for the GM helping the players. You can help us as much as you like. He'll still kill us all. That's basically
I
how
mean,
it's going to
yeah.
happen.
Everyone in chat, feel free to speak, say whatever you want. But let me just put up the rules here, which are no spam. Please don't spam. Don't hate on us because we're lovely people, all of us here. If you backseat gaming, it's a little bit annoying for everyone. No spoilers if you have any ideas, but feel free to chat as long as you want. And everyone is welcome here, so please do enjoy your time here. We're going to start the game with Duncan Pippery, the Human Ranger.
Hello.
Hello. So, Duncan, tell us a little bit about where you live and what you do in your life.
So Duncan Pippery, he grew up as a fairly normal kind of medieval serf in the city of Purg. However, as is very common throughout the kind of families and the serfdom of the Broken Kingdoms, his family fell on hard times, and rather than see him sold into slavery or any number of bad things happened, he was sent off to live with his cousin, who is a huntsman and trapper named Alistair, who lives in a forest in the southeast of the Broken Kingdom. He has pretty much spent his entire life there, kind of living off of the land in what is essentially amounts to a small damp cave, which he and Alistair have made quite homely. But he survives off kind of subsistence hunting. He goes into the nearby village once a week or so to kind of sell his spare catches. And aside from that, yeah, he's lived a fairly quiet life, hiding away from the kind of harsh reality of the world. He's aside from that, he's got religiously, he's quite into Melora, the god of nature and balance. Yeah, that is Duncan in a nutshell.
Okay, brilliant. So we're starting our campaign. It is a beautiful summer's day with Duncan and your older cousin Alistair, who's a big man. He's got a beard. He's also a hunter like you. He's actually coming back in from the hunt, and he's got a deer carcass over his back, which he's carrying. You've been in the cave for as you've just woken up. He's gone out in the night to hunt. He's come back in the morning. And Alistair kind of kicks you up as he enters the cave. Says, "Get up, lad."
Duncan kind of looks around, bleary-eyed, rubs his eyes, jumps to his feet. What's wrong? What's that? Yeah.
Oh, no worries. Just been out on a hunt. Caught us a nice catch.
I thought something terrible was happening. What have we got?
He shows you the deer carcass and puts it on the ground and says, "You're right to skin this?"
Yes, yeah, of course. You've been gone all day. You catch some rest. And Duncan pulls out his dagger and sets to work skinning the carcass.
He sits down and kind of to go to sleep, and he says, "Once you've done that, could you head over to Lakemere to sell some pelts for me?"
Yeah, sure. I'll. Where are they?
He kind of just points. He has a little backpack which he's been carrying some stuff in, and he chucks it to you.
Yeah, of course.
Thanks, friend.
Yeah.
And he kind of goes back down to sleep. So what are you up to?
Yeah, I set to work kind of skinning the deer carcass and kind of, heaving at the fur, ripping it off, doing the usual gruesome Tywin Lannister gutting of carcass.
Indeed.
And yeah, I just crack on with that, kind of whistle a tune to myself.
Okay, cool. So you set about skinning the carcass, and after that's done, you kind of clean yourself off, and remember that you've got some pelts to go sell at Lakemere later this eve.
Yeah, I grab my pike and take my bow stave, chuck it on my back, and take my gear with me.
Oh,
all this stuff that I've got to sell.
indeed. So, quick visual description of Duncan.
Okay, Duncan. He's about 5'8". He's blonde, although you can only tell that through his beard, as he's got fairly short shaved kind of crop cut hair. He wears kind of greenish leather armor that's clearly been dyed somehow, and under that he kind of has some basic peasant rags. But yeah, most of his money that he's ever spent has been on kind of upkeep for his. He's got quite a well-crafted bow, and he's got a boar spear, as you can see in the stream now. He's the guy in green on the right.
Yep.
Yeah, he's a kind of rugged-looking guy with furs on him and some nice weaponry.
Excellent.
For those interested, we've statted his boar spear as a normal pike.
Yep. It's it's fluffed as a pike. So cool. You head off down to Lakemere. It takes you about an hour through the woods to get into the local village where you often sell your goods and manage to live off. So as you come in, you see as you're entering the village, there are an unusual amount of the Baroness's militia in town, and of course, Lakemere falls under the influence of Baroness Muriel Marked. And for more info on that, of course, you can go find out more about characters in our wiki. Just go look in the info down below for that. But you've never met her, you never have seen her, but you had been aware that she is the person in charge of the village. Her duty is to take care of people, and if there's attacks, then to to defend you. But there's not like a loving relationship between barons and their people. Often, yeah.
I have an important thing to note about Duncan is that he's never paid tax in his life. He's completely the leadership of the local area don't even know he exists, because he just lives in his forest and comes out every now and again.
Yeah. Okay. So you notice that there are quite a lot of these militia in town, and as you walk into the village centre, where there are usually lots of markets up, there's no one actually at the markets today. Instead, there's a column of villagers all lining up before a large desk in the village centre.
Okay.
And there are a lot of people, there are a few people kind of murmuring and whispering on the streets and looking on.
Okay. In that case, kind of keeping to the edge of the group, or kind of to the edge of the street, Duncan would kind of approach. He's been here he comes here fairly regularly.
Mm-hmm.
He would approach kind of a recognizable face from within the town, just someone that he's seen out on the streets before.
Okay.
Kind of walk up to them and say, "Yeah, what's going on here?"
There's a we'll say like it's just a man who you've just seen around before. He looks at you and with kind of nervous eyes and says, "There's a new tax, and I don't have the money."
How much is it?
200 gold?
Per person?
He nods nervously. I know.
How do they... What? How can they expect anyone to pay that?
I don't know. It's a new tax by the Baroness. Those who fail to pay it, they're being taken. And he kind of points to where a load of guards are, and there are people who are in chains.
How many guards are there that I can kind of see around on the
They're
streets?
probably 20 to 30. There are a lot. Like in Lakemere, you might see one. It's pretty,
What's the rough value of all these pelts that I've got?
50 gold on a good day. But no one's selling at the moment.
In that case, just gonna pretty much kind of try and slip away. And,
Sorry, he's gonna what? Sorry, run away.
Duncan's gonna try and slip away, not run away. He's just gonna kind of head into like a side alley and wander a little bit away.
Roll me the first roll of our games. Roll a stealth check.
In before critical fail.
Yep, let's see what the first roll is.
So I do fortunately have what's it called? Proficiency in stealth. So rolling it now. In theory, if it will. Yeah, there we go. That's a 23.
Cool. So you duck into a back alley where no one is looking or around.
And yeah, from there I will kind of try and watch the proceedings.
Okay.
Mainly have interest. It's not a huge amount. Duncan hasn't seen many exciting things in his life, so the prospect of some major political development is certainly one that he wants to watch.
So you see more and more people come into the line, and then the guardsmen are sent to round up any who haven't already been taxed. And you actually see several of them going off out of the town. You don't know where.
What, heading out? What kind of
heading
direction?
out the way that you came in.
The way I came into the forest.
And there are guards walking like in your direction to knock on doors and stuff.
Okay, in that case, Duncan is going to head out, and he's basically going to shadow the guards that are heading into the forest.
Okay, that'll be another stealth check, then.
Okay, fortunately, because we are now into a forest, and Duncan, as a ranger, took his kind of natural explorer preferred ground. He's adept at acting within the woods, and therefore we'll roll this with advantage. On our rolling system, this will come up as 2 dice, because we have a strange high-tech roll20 thing.
Indeed.
So rolling it now. I've got 15 for my...
Okay, so you begin to shadow these guards, and you kind of start following them off into the forest when you feel a strong steel grip on your shoulder and a voice which says, "Where are you going?"
Duncan turns around.
It's a guard, and there's another one behind him who's actually a woman with a shock of blonde hair.
Duncan says, just seeing what all the commotion was about. I'm a huntsman around here.
What's your name?
Samuel.
Okay, roll me a deception. That sounds like a lie. Can the guard
It may well be a
figure
lie.
it out?
Spoiler alert. Ah dear, I have no bonuses to charisma or deception in before I'm murdered and imprisoned.
Can we kill him, stream? That's the question.
12?
12! That is not a success. The guard looks at you and says, haven't seen your face yet. Get in the line. And kind of kicks you forwards towards the line.
Okay, those guards that I was following, how far away are they?
They're probably off into the distance now.
What about the guys who are in the town? Are they nearby?
Oh, there are lots of guards around now. I mean,
are we still close to the town?
Yeah, you didn't get out of the town in the end.
Oh, bugger.
You're kind of in the village centre.
Duncan says that out loud. He just goes, oh, bugger.
So you're led to the end of the line where you're to wait, and guards are watching you.
Okay, yeah, I can't really do anything but go with them. I'm
okay.
No hero.
So you wait in the line for your turn. Several people at the front pay up. Others are less fortunate. That 200 gold is easily like a family's life savings in this world. It's a lot of money. I mean, those pelts that you had worth 50 gold were probably like a collection which you and Alistair have been saving up for a while. Sort of thing where you save them up for a while, then go to market one day and sell them. So that's a lot of money. So you come to the desk, and at the desk there is a man with a very fine moustache, and he looks like a slippery individual. You can tell him already that you don't like him because he doesn't look like he likes you. He doesn't look like he likes you very much. He sneers at you disdainfully as you come to the desk. He's got a quill in his hand and a large piece of parchment, and he says, "Name?"
Samuel.
Second name?
don't have one, sir.
Hmm.
I'm an orphan.
Samuel. He writes your name down. What's your profession?
Huntsman.
And where do you live?
Forest floor mostly, my lord.
I am no lord. And he
Sorry, sir.
he writes down your name and he says, 200 gold for the latest tax from Baroness Muriel Markid. You are required to pay to live under her influence.
Must I pay in gold, sir, or can I pay in goods and such?
Gold is required, yes.
What's the is there a time limit?
Now,
No one has 200 gold here, sir.
well, some individuals have. If you'd been working hard and properly under the Baroness's rule, then perhaps you might have been one of those individuals. I can tell that you don't have the money on you, is that correct?
Not as such, sir.
He sneers at you again and motions to the guards and says, take him. You're grabbed.
Duncan struggles against them. How many guards are around?
Like I say, 20 to 30.
A considerable number.
Yeah, I mean, if you struggle,
Okay.
you're taken down. Do you
Yeah,
want to struggle?
I will struggle a tiny bit, but I'm not like full on trying to fight back. I'm just kind of like, yeah, get off.
Cool. So
I-
the man sneers you.
I assume I'm armed.
Yeah, you are. Your possessions are taken from you, and they're put in a big cart, along with everyone else's possessions, presumably
So
to
this
be
is
sold off.
Yeah, so this is why you weren't that great. Well, didn't really care what we took for our starting inventory. Am I still in my armor?
You
Am I
are.
looking at
Yeah,
that?
we'll say you're still in your armor. But your weapons and possessions are put in a big cart and along with the line of slaves. And there are a few familiar faces in there, possibly friends. And for a while you are lined up until the queue is finished. At which point you're broken off into groups of about 5, and you start heading off with a couple of guards to each line, heading off in different directions. You are heading towards the southeast, which Flo's interested would be towards Kielgard, which I'll show on the information so you can see the map here. We're slightly south of Perg in this forest area here, heading slightly east and southeastwards towards Kielgard.
Just out of interest, which Baroness is it that's
The
ruining
Baroness
my day?
in this area is Baroness Muriel Markid.
That's
And
the one.
the Baron of Kielgard is Baron Martin Kielgard, and these two are known to be quite friendly. People are a little bit worried about their relationship because when the barons work together, it can be quite dangerous for the other barons, and the other barons don't like that. So that's what you know. So you're taken off, and now we shall cut to a stout dwarf. His name is Olfgar Battlehammer. Would you like to describe this man, Ted?
He's well, he's a dwarf, so he's fairly short. Red hair, quite a full beard, which seems to be about the only part of him that's groomed. Other than that, he doesn't seem to care much for looks. His clothes and gear seems to be mostly rags, piece of chainmail that seems to be pretty worn out.
Okay.
Well, other than that, description-wise, there's not much else, I guess.
Okay. Fair enough. So yeah. So you've been traveling from town to town. You previously you were a slave, of course, but you have you managed to escape slavery. You're working with a group of mercenaries around the country, and now you're trying to find a way home. You're looking for employment and a way to get back to your family. So it's actually it's turning to nightfall at this point. And a little bit of time jumping has been done. We're not in the exact same time as we were with Duncan. but it's the same night. And as you are travelling along the road to you don't know where, hopefully somewhere that's going to give you a job, and or somewhere that has a map and someone who's willing to read it for you so that you can find your way home, you see a campfire. Off in the distance, off in the woods.
He's gonna. He'll try to walk closer to it to see what kind of people are there.
Okay, so roll me an awareness check.
Let's see, skills.
And no pressure, but if you're on a critical one, then your character is doomed to die. So.
That would be a perception, yes?
Yes, perception check. Sorry, we've been playing Game of Thrones too long. I've been changed. 21.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Um,
So as you draw closer and you look and listen in, you actually can hear the familiar chink of slave chains, a sound which is forever embedded, burnt into your memory as a former slave. You hear the chink of slaves. And as you look in closer, you see there are a couple of guards around a campfire, and there are in fact some slaves there on the floor, and they're currently sleeping.
Yeah, he's gonna grip his warhammer quite tightly and try to look around and see if he can spot any guards around.
Yeah, as you look, you do in fact see a couple of guards. They appear to be armed. As you're probably creeping behind a tree at this point. They appear to be armed, but they're not on lookout. There doesn't appear to be like a sentry on duty. There's only a couple of them, and a few slaves.
No, he's not gonna take any chances here. He'll try to walk around the camp instead.
Okay. So roll me a stealth check if you're trying to get away from these guys.
Oh.
At disadvantage, I believe, for your armor.
Indeed.
No, I think the dwarves didn't get a disadvantage.
I think everyone gets disadvantage for being in heavy armor, only when sneaking.
Thank you, Oi Harkin, for following.
Sorry,
Very
I
good.
mixed it together with the encumbrance. Then, stealth.
Thank you, Little Yule, for following. Little Vul, sorry. Enjoy that 50 gold, buddy.
How did I do with disadvantage on this?
Just roll it normally.
Just roll it
it'll give
normally,
you
and
nice roll.
we're going to take the lowest roll there.
For those wondering, the normal roll that we'll take, if it's a standard roll, it'll be the left-hand
Yeah,
result.
we're always using the left hand.
Oh.
That appears to be a critical failure, Ted. That is the worst roll. Thank you, Solar16, for following, by the way. Enjoy that gold. Yes, critical failure. Everybody get hyped. So as you attempt to move away from the camp, let me just move you on roll 20 to this stage here. I need you and Duncan, in fact, to both roll initiative.
Oh, hello there.
Oh dear. This can only go badly. Oh, I'm asleep, am I?
Oi Harkin says,
Oh,
shit,
right.
first blood. It's happened
this where they-
already.
Pitch me and Olfgar to fight to the death. Oh, I need to select. You need to select a token,
There you
which
go.
I've neglected to do. One sec. I'm getting there, boys. Don't worry.
That's a 14 from Olfgar Battlehammer.
16 from Duncan Pippery,
Okay.
Master of Speed.
Master of Speed indeed. Let me give a quick roll, please, guys. I'll do some GM rolls, so only people in chat can see how delightful. These
Including
goals,
yes.
in fact, rolled a 21. So let me add a turn to this man. His icon isn't appearing, but never mind. So it goes Duncan, Ulfgar and Kai, and we have a new follower. Thank you, Das Dank, for following. Enjoy that gold, my friend. So yes, it is in fact, these guys go first. They see Ulfgar. You crunch on a very loud twig, and it snaps. Duncan, you look over and you see a dwarf there with a battlehammer and a big red beard, and the guards jump to alert, drawing their swords. One of them draws a bow, and he swivels on point to have an attack on this dwarf who's clearly trying to invade their camp.
Is it just these two guards?
It is just these two guards on you. Yes, you were taken to this campsite with just these two guys. These tokens here are, of course, other slaves who are in chains. This here is the cart of possessions and weapons, which.
So I'm in chains too.
You are in chains too.
Nice.
Nice.
Legs and hands.
Yep.
Nice.
So this guy, this archer here, in fact, sees Ulfgar, and he's going to take a lovely shot at him in the dark. But in fact, if we go here, we can in fact see what Ulfgar can see if you for the stream. We're in fact using dynamic lighting. So, for instance, if I was to move Olfgar here, he sees different levels of lighting. But I can in fact see you.
I was wondering why I couldn't hear any dwarves.
Yes, of course, because Duncan can only see this. But these guys hear you and spot you, and I messed
For
up.
those
Boys.
wondering, every square is 5 foot square.
I'm going to quickly reset this with global illumination, he says, as it doesn't work. Oh, there we go. Objects and tokens. There we go. I'm just going to quickly turn off global illumination so you can have it back. Technical difficulties. We're pretty new to the whole Roll20 dynamic lighting. I only got it the other day. So this guy is going to take a pot shot at Ulfgar. And let's see how he does. Does a 20 beat your armor class, Ulfgar?
Amazingly enough, yes it does.
Well, in that case,
I
actually I need to quickly get something up. Don't you worry. Need to find exactly what his damage is. But I believe it's 1d... Oh wait, no, I have it in here.
What weapons he got?
Don't worry, I've just realised that I have my stuff here.
Cool.
I am a fool. Going to roll. Oops. Gonna roll 1d6. What's this? 7 damage is yours, Ulfgar. Welcome.
You've chosen the way of pain.
Hashtag Ted will survive is currently trending in the Twitch chat. Everybody spam that.
Hashtag trust in Ted.
So Ted, actually on your counter you can put the green bar is your health. You can put -7 into there, and that will actually take the bar down. It's a brilliant system. This guy is going to move over to you. The tree isn't in his way, so don't worry. Yep.
Do I get an attack of opportunity on him for moving out of my...
Yeah, that is a very good point. So as he moves here, and as he moves out of the square, he's going to take an attack of opportunity. You are unarmed, which I believe is a 1d4 plus what?
It's 1d4 plus strength
Just
mod.
strength, yeah, it's just a strength modifier.
And I get my strength mod to hit as well, don't I? Am I proficient with my fists? Being a simple... I'm proficient with
think
simple
you
and
are.
martial. Is it
I
a
don't think you
separate
get proficiency
proficiency?
list. If anyone in chat can
I think, monks.
clarify.
I think it's only monks get proficiency,
Yeah.
so it'll be just a d20 plus 1 for me. I just grab at his ankle and miss horrendously.
Okay, so you miss.
I
Nonetheless,
assume he's more than 5.
it is indeed. So he moves out to attack an Olfgar Battlehammer. He is going to take a pot shot at him. He's drawn his sword, and he's very angry with you. He rolls a 20 again. I'm very good at rolling 17s.
No. Is that nat 20?
No, it is not a nat 20. It's
Good.
he has a bonus to it. Hashtag Ted will die is now trending unexpectedly. You take 4 damage. Which
Just
takes it
alive.
right.
which takes it to Duncan Pippery's turn.
Okay, so Duncan, seeing his opportunity, noticing that the guard's low, and that there's this very angry dwarf attacking his captors for no apparent reason, is going to hop to his feet, and he is going to basically, kind of fast as he can move with his chains on, run past the fire to the archer and try and flop him into it.
Okay.
Basically trying to drag him down into the hot flames.
The hot flames. Okay.
Is that a push
I
roll?
need to find a. I'm just gonna look at my little cheat sheet, which you can now see, which you don't want to see.
I believe it's a like dexterity or strength
Let
competitive.
me have a little look. Actions. You can grapple this man. You can shove him.
Yeah, I want to kind of use the shove action to put him into the fire.
So you can move him 1 square. The target of your grapple must be no more than... Okay, yep. It must be within reach. When you take the attack action, you can forego one of your weapon attacks to try and grapple your target. Make an athletics check, contested by the target's athletics or acrobatics check. If you succeed, your target suffers from the grappled condition, or you can shove him 5 feet, which is 1 square.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, I will roll my athletics in before nat 1. 13.
A 13. Now I need to find his athletics. Oh, poor man.
As he's doing this, Duncan is shouting, like, rise up to the...
Critical fail from this archer. Okay, well, he automatically fails, so you're automatically going to push him. And I'm going to say...
I want him to be in that flame under my feet.
Yeah, he's going to take some extra damage for simply rolling this critical fail. He is burning. He's absolutely flaming. I'm actually going to roll a 1d6, just for fun. Just to see how much damage he's going to take from burning.
Should I roll this?
Yeah, roll. Yeah, you feel free.
Just a d6 total damage, or do I get any other things on top of that for throwing into the floor?
No, just roll a 1d6.
4 damage.
4 damage. Okay.
4 fire damage.
He screams as he burns. And it is now.
Can I use
yes,
rest
you
of
can move,
my movement?
Yep, you may indeed.
Just to chuck myself there.
Okay.
And yeah, as I say, I shout like, rise up to the other sleeping prisoners.
Just laughing at Boximus Laholi. You attempt to pickpocket the man, crit fail, but accidentally pull down his pants instead.
I'd say that's a critical success.
That's a critical success in my book, my friend. So, Olfgar Battlehammer, it is your turn, my friend. What do you think about that? I'm going to answer Super Waspin's question. I just want to make sure how well stands on clerics if they're considered evil magic users or just healers. If you're using magic, you're not going to be particularly well respected. People who are clerics don't really exist so much in a traditional sense of being temple healers and stuff. If you're a cleric, you're probably trying to remain unknown at this point. It's a bit like if you're in England, if you're a vicar in like Henry VIII, when the churches are being broken down, you don't want to be known because you might be killed because you're using magic, even if it is for good uses. Carry on, Ted. Sorry.
I was considering for a while on following Combe's idea with strangling him with the beard, but I think my Warhammer might be more efficient on that matter.
It's the go-to weapon for the dwarf.
It's possible. It is possible.
So, let's proceed bashing his head in with a Warhammer.
Okay. Roll me that dice.
And, that's a 9, isn't it?
That's a 9 versus his AC. That does not hit his AC, I'm afraid.
Armored bastard.
So do you want to move? Of course, if you move out of his range, then you're going to take an attack of opportunity.
Right.
But if you had used the disengage action, then you could move away from him as your action.
Fuck it. In armor we trust. I'll stay.
In armor we trust.
That's my
Uh,
dwarf.
Yeah. Let's get rid of these guys. And that one as well. And that one as well. Cool. So it's back to these guys' turn. I'm going to say this guy takes a turn bathing in flames as he's going to get up. Because he
Burn
rolled
any
a,
more?
because he
Does he
rolled a
burn?
crit. Yeah, roll a 1d6. Because he rolled that crit one. He's just done so poorly. And I'm going to say that these slaves are actually holding him down in the flames.
It's another 4 damage.
Another 4 damage. Poor guy. He is not looking so good. Not looking good
Barbecued.
indeed.
Barbecued man. Is he a human? By
He is a
those
human.
things.
Yeah, these guys are both humans.
Bastard.
Yeah. This guy is going to take a swing at Olfgar Battlehammer. See what he gets. Taking one roll of dice. 11. Does that hit your armor class?
No, it does not.
Okay,
No
then
Way off.
he curses, and it is Duncan Pippery's turn.
Oh, is. Okay. Seeing that the boys here have that guy under control, and seeing that the dwarf has certainly he's got an arrow stuck in him somewhere, Duncan is going to run up behind this friendly chap here,
Okay.
and he's going to try and grab him from behind with his chains around his throat and kind of bring him to the floor.
Okay, it's going to be a grapple action, which is the same as we did last time. It's athletics versus athletics.
I spent about an hour umming and ahhing earlier whether I should take athletics as a proficiency instead of sleight of hand, and I've got a 5, so it really wouldn't have made much difference.
I
Unless he
imagine
rolls a
he's
nat
gonna-
1.
Come
He
on.
rolled a 19.
Yeah, that'll do him.
So he doesn't get grappled. He in
Yeah.
fact throws you off. Unless you want anything else to do, I believe you're all out of actions.
Nope, I can only use bonus actions, so
Okay.
I twiddle my thumbs.
Okay, it turns to Ulfgar Battlehammer's turn once again. Can he slay this human before him?
Mm, I guess I could follow Duncan's example and bring him down to my height at least.
Mate, I've never fought a man in my life. You don't need to follow what I'm doing. You're a badass dwarf. I'm just a scrub.
Yeah, well, I mean, my Warhammer didn't work last time.
Well, maybe luck will be on your side this time.
Pray to Odin.
Great Odin.
Yeah.
Like pray for Ted is now about to trend.
Yeah.
Solid 16 says
okay.
go for the shins.
That's the hell.
Leave us another 9 versus his armor class as we're taking the one from the left. Very good at rolling 9s, Ted.
I don't suppose he gets advantage from my assistance.
What rules on flanking?
Oh, no,
action?
no, the rules on it's flanking's irrelevant. It's only if I'd succeeded there it would have been advantage. Sorry, if I'd grappled him,
Okay,
then he would have been
yes.
disadvantage and Ted at advantage. Sorry.
Perfect sense. Taking it to this man's turn again. He's gonna, in fact, swivel on point to attack the Duncan.
Please no.
Does he really feel threat from the dwarf?
Apparently, well, he's just annoyed. I think he's his friend. He hears the screams of his friend in the background.
I did just set his best mate on fire.
It's true. How does a 19 sit against your armor class? These guys are
really.
rolling
Yeah, that's beat my armor class by a couple.
very well.
AC 14 or
It's
something.
almost as if all my dice rolls are rigged. I don't know what that's all about, but
I'm wondering why I can't see them, Will. to be honest.
indeed, it's because they're not real. Yeah, it's a 6 damage.
6 damage. I can take that.
You could take that. No worries.
I'm a hard motherfucker.
Yeah, taking it to.
It's the flaming man. Does he burn more?
Oh yes, the flaming man. He's in fact going to. I'm in fact going to roll a opposed athletics between him and these slaves who are going to try and hold him down under fire.
Do they get advantage because there's lots of them?
Yeah, go on. See, I'm feeling.
I'm just fishing for advantage in every
I'm
situation.
feeling generous at the moment, chat. Don't worry, they will die soon. So this guy's just gonna roll d20. That's a 5 for him. Hopefully these guys can hold him down for a turn, and he'll take 1d6 damage. I believe Josh said he's just going to take his cam off and move it slightly lower. They rolled a 19, so they're going to hold him down. James, would you like to do the honours and roll 1d6?
Oh, I tried to and failed. Try again, boys. Rolling the dice. That's another 2 damage.
He rolls
Bring him
2 damage.
He's
Actually kills
10
this
in
man.
total.
This man has died. He is on 0 hit
Nice.
points, and he is kill. So yes, takes it to your turn, I believe, Duncan.
I am going to use the assist action and basically just keep feigning out as if I'm going to go for this guy so that Ted gets advantage on his next swing.
Okay.
So yeah, Duncan's kind of just, which way? Up, no, hip, and then waits for the dwarf to run up and cave this man's skull in.
Okay, so you're rolling another grapple check, so we
No, it's not a grapple. Basically, I forgo all actual stuff, and it just gives Ted advantage as far as the rules are concerned.
Okay, brilliant.
I'm just feigning out.
Yeah, cool. So Olfgar Battlehammer, it is your turn, my friend.
Well, he did a mistake on turning his back on the dwarf with the warhammer, so...
True, you have advantage on this roll.
Warhammer incoming.
Oyarkin says, if you move his beard out of the way, what you find is another smaller beard.
22 without advantage, 16 with advantage.
A 22 will hit this man, and it'll hurt him for 6 damage. He yelps in pain as he takes an axe to the back of the head. A battlehammer, in fact, to the back of his head. But it is his turn. In fact, is still going to try and... he's transfixed with trying to get this man, Duncan, this runty slave, to die. He attacks him for 21. Is that a hit, James? Oh, James?
I'm muted.
That will do it.
Loving the new headset. Yes, it does hit me quite comfortably.
It's +2. That's an 8 damage.
I'm unconscious.
You are unconscious. Okay, let's.
I'll mark that on my. I'll put the X on.
Yep. We've all Freddy
Duncan
managed to kill Duncan. He's dead.
Or
Yep. Taking it to Duncan, your turn. You need to roll me.
I'll
a
roll a
death
death saving
saving
throw.
throw.
Come on, nat 20, up we come.
Hashtag death for Duncan. A 16.
That's a 1 success.
That's a success.
Yep.
You're not dead. For those unfamiliar with the rules, every turn you take a death saving throw, which is a constitution save. And if you get 3 fails, you die. If you get 3 successes, you live. If you roll nat 20, then you get up on 1 hit point, and if you roll a 1, then you get 2 failures. So Olfgar Battlehammer, you see this man, the slave, fall down on the floor. But this man is unawares at the moment. He's prime for the killing, if you can.
Well, I'm guessing I can deal with the guard first.
I guess
That's what
so.
he was saying. He's not saying that I'm unawares for the killing. He's saying the guard's unawares for the killing.
It's a perfect time to murder Duncan.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying, if you want to kill Duncan...
So it begins.
So, yeah. Repetitive blows, though.
At 17 for 8 damage, that kills this man.
Just brains him.
He falls dead to the floor. How do you murder this man, Ted?
I'll just... he's just getting a simple warhammer in the back of the head.
It's simple yet
Just
effective.
clean.
The classic move, the classic battlehammer maneuver.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Makes it.
A guard isn't gonna get a stylish out of me.
indeed.
Shall I make my next saving throw before he tries to resurrect me? Assuming that he will.
Yep, you can make a death saving throw.
It being my turn. That's 1 failure.
That's a failure. 1 success, 1 failure. 1 step closer to heaven, baby.
1 step closer. No, I'll stop.
Olfgar, you see this man who's been helping you out is unconscious.
Olfgar is gonna move up and help him. Hang in there, lad. I think I know what I'm doing.
Medicine check. Oh dear.
I roll a 6.
That'll be another death saving throw.
Yep. Oh!
That's a failure.
Hashtag clarify how you kill. Okay, Ted, you can help your friend out. In fact, these freed slaves are going to come I'm going to help you as well. At this point.
Is that advantage for Ted then?
Yeah, I'll give you advantage on this roll.
I think I got the hang of this now.
He's just
Oh, no.
poking me in the... Oh, we
13.
come. Right, 1d4 hours till I wake. That's a stabilized Duncan. For everyone. I awake in 1 hour.
Okay, in an hour. Okay, so Ulfgar, these slaves here, one of them comes up to you and says, thank you, dwarf. Can you free us? And he kind of holds out his chains.
Let me see if I can find any keys.
Okay.
He's gonna walk around and just mutter the guards' pockets to see if...
Sure. Yeah, you find the keys to their chains.
Yeah, he'll start releasing everyone then.
Okay.
Does he release the unconscious Dunk as well?
Yeah, fine. He feels generous.
Okay.
I just got shanked for you. You're not being generous.
But we're even now, just so you're clear.
Okay. So yeah, you help him up, and we're actually, no, we won't cut just yet because there's a little bit more to be done. So this man is clearly unconscious. The slaves say to you, one of them says, "Dwarf, we need to get back to our village and families. Can you look after this man for us?"
I'd rather go with you to the village and see if I can find a map, but he did help. He did practically save my life, so I guess I do owe him that.
Thank you, dwarf. What is your name?
My name's Olfgar.
Well, I never thought I'd say this, but you're all right, dwarf. And he kind of runs off. The slaves exit.
Well, what the hell do you mean by that? You racist prick.
They leave before you can question their political beliefs.
So, yeah. So you're left with this unconscious man on the floor.
He basically just sits down by him. Or, well, he drags him closer by the... Or actually, would he? There's a body in the fire.
I mean, he's probably slouched off by now and or burnt to a crisp.
Fair enough.
He's roasting nicely, is what I'm saying. I mean,
He'll drag Duncan over by the fire and just sit down by him.
okay.
Walk over him a bit.
Cool. So 1 hour later, Duncan, life returns to your unconscious limbs.
Okay, yeah. Duncan looks up, bleary-eyed, looks around, sees the dead roasting man, and just vomits into his own beard, like on himself. It's pretty gross. He's never, as Ulfgar, as someone who's had some military experience, you could probably tell that this man's never actually fought a human being before, and is just like, oh my god, that's a dead man. And then kind of like wipes it away. He's not feeling great and kind of looks around at you, just makes eye contact with you, speechless.
Well, good morning.
Hello? What the... He rubs his forehead. What the fuck just happened?
Well, we killed some guards, I guess.
Oh shit, that was me, wasn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't clearly see it, but I don't think one of the other slaves could have done it.
Yeah, I think I threw him on the floor and then he just cooked a bit. Oh shit, my head. He notices that his chains are undone. Oh, cheers, mate. He looks over to the archer. He says, "Are you gonna have that bow?"
No, never been very good with the bow.
Yeah, well, I've never been that good with an hour. I'll take it. He takes the bow and the quiver. How many arrows are in it? Like 20, I assume. Will?
Yeah, about 20.
Yeah. 20 arrows. Cool. Duncan sets to work looting both the corpses. What does he find?
You find about 3 gold pieces on him.
Cool. Duncan chucks all 3 of them to Olfgar. I figure you deserve this.
No. I got more than enough that I need.
Cool. Duncan doesn't need to be told twice. He's broke at the moment, so he says, "Cheers, dwarf. What's your name, mate?"
Name's Olfgar. You?
I'm Duncan. And he kind of waddles over, well, crawls over and outstretches an arm.
He'll just grab his hand and, shake it.
Good to meet you. What are you doing around here anyway?
Trying to find a map so I can get home.
Home? Where's that? Corridor room? It's a dwarf city, isn't it?
No, living in the mountains.
Well, what's it called? If I've heard of it, I'll show you it.
Oh, well, it ain't really that much of a town, so don't really have a name for it.
Well,
It's more of a refugee, I guess.
yeah. It's alright, mate. I've lived in the woods for the last 14 years. I mean, we haven't really got anywhere else to go, so I'm happy to stick with you for a while if you want. I don't even know where we are.
Yeah.
While he's saying this, Duncan checks this. Is that a cart in the top left?
Yep.
Yeah, Duncan checks the cart.
As you look in it, you find that your personal possessions are there, along with some rags, general, linen and stuff, clothes, things that people have on them as they are taken into slavery, which is very little, aside from you and your gear.
Anything of worth to me?
Not really. I mean,
Cool.
Yeah.
Is my receipt for a bank deposit in Jetsam there?
yes, it is.
Cool.
Cool. So you guys spend some time round a campfire, and we will in fact cut to Kai.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pop out of the room for a second.
No worries. So
Hello.
So a visual description of Kai for us, if you wouldn't mind, Josh.
Okay, Kai is a half elf. He's not particularly tall, not particularly short, not particularly well built. He looks pretty average. Apart from the left side of his body is almost entirely tattoos, and the right side is pretty much entirely scarred from various burns and cuts and scrapes. He's not in the best of nick, and he's wearing simple leathers, and he's currently carrying a crossbow and a rapier on his hip and a small bag.
Okay.
That's about.
Brilliant. And so you, it's quite late. You're walking down the road. In fact, it's probably a little bit off the beaten track because you don't want to be spotted by anyone. And as you are walking, it begins to rain lightly, and a voice in your head
Oh god, here we go.
says something. And as you're walking, you hear the familiar sound of the demon living within your body, the demon whose name is Moldark, who he has, at least the name that he's given you is Moldark. And he says, "Hello, Kai."
Kai grumbles to himself quietly, checks to see if there's anyone else around, before he just starts talking to himself like a loon, and then says, "What do you want, Molgar?"
Well, Wondering what you're thinking about when you're going to let me leave this mortal body of yours and enter into my full greatness.
Kai sighs and just says, for the millionth time, you're not going anywhere.
This displeases me, Kai. We have an agreement.
Kai sort of stops and puts his hands on his hips as if he's confronting someone, although quite clearly he's talking to himself, and says, listen, after all the shit you've put me through, you think I'm gonna let you slip away like that? You've got another thing coming.
You hear a grumbling inside your head, and then a sudden kind of intake of breath, and you can sense Moldark within you sense something, and this is the familiar tingle on your fingertips of magic nearby, and it's strong magic, pretty powerful magic. And Moldark says, "Ooh, yes, I like that."
Kai, I'm walking down a road, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, what's around me? Am I in woods or...
Yeah, some
is it
woods.
just open?
Yeah, some woods.
Yeah, I'm immediately going to head for the trees for cover, and tell him, shut the fuck up and keep it down. As if anyone else could possibly hear the voices in my head.
He says, this is old magic here. Perhaps someone strong enough to sever our bond and free us both.
Or someone for you to jump into and then have more power. You think I'm fucking stupid?
No, stupid, no. You are the most intelligent, pathetic little mortal I've ever come upon. And a smart boy like you, Kai, surely you'd understand that heading towards a strong magic user could increase your own powers.
We've been down that path. I won't let you lead me there again. Where's it coming from?
This way. And the kind of eyes behind your eyes swivel to the right, eastwards.
Is that along the path or is it into the woods?
Yeah, into the woods.
Then into the woods we go. Oh god.
Hey.
I'm gonna die. Yes. I'm gonna. Kai sort of realizes he started walking in that direction.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I'm going to continue walking in that direction.
So Moldark kind of grins within himself, like, good. And we're actually going to cut to a rather lovely elfin sorceress, our final character. Her name is Kaylin. Would you like to give a quick description of Kaylin, Beth?
She's, I don't know, about 5'8"-ish.
Okay.
She's got white blonde hair, long white blonde hair, and is covered from kind of her neck to her toes in tattoos.
Oh.
From an incident she really doesn't like talking about.
Okay. So, as you're walking along the road, you've been travelling from town to town, not staying too long in case people find out about your abilities, which you have little control on, but some. You're walking, it begins to rain lightly, and there's a electric feel in the air all of a sudden, and from your hands jumps the magic which you are familiar with. It's a white spark of magic, dances off from your fingers out into a certain direction, and you feel a link and a source of power and magic in one direction.
Oh
In that
god,
case,
I hate the One Direction.
I'm rather
Jade?
confused because it's been a while since I've met anyone even remotely magic, but Yes, I follow the link.
Okay. Awesome. So you start to head off in one direction towards this link, this magic source, at the same time which Kai is doing this. And we're going to cut back to Duncan and Olfgar Battlehammer. You guys, the campfire's died down. You're kind of
Yeah.
don't know where you are, essentially.
As we've been having a short rest, can I expend a hit dice for my HP, please?
You may indeed.
So, for those of you that haven't played D&D 5th edition, or D&D at all, you can either, when you take a long rest of 8 hours or 4 hours for an elf, you regain all your hit points and you're healed. On a short rest of an hour, you can roll a dice determined by your class, and you regain that many hit points. So I've just regained up to 10 hit points, so I'm back at full health.
Brilliant.
That's what we like.
Perfect. So yeah, you guys are, you've got your stuff back together. You're all healed up, and you realize you don't really know where you are, or what you're doing, or where you're going.
I'm gonna assume it's okay for Olfgar to spend.
Indeed, you can also do that.
Duncan says you look wounded. Want me to take a look?
No, I'm fine.
Alright, if you change your mind, just say. No need dying of pride.
So you guys are healed up.
What did you roll, Ted?
11.
Oh, sweet, yeah. How'd you roll an 11? I thought fighter max dice was 10.
You
Yeah, you just rolled a d10 and got an 11. That's weird.
I got no clue.
Do you have a
That's
bonus?
alright.
It might be. It
You can't get a bonus dice on hit dice. We'll just roll them
No.
as /roll in future.
Indeed.
Technical difficulties.
Oh,
Indeed. So yeah, you guys find yourselves all healed up. Got your stuff back. The fire dies down.
Well, what sort of time is it?
It's getting late, but there's still a bit of light to find the surroundings, find out exactly where you are.
Shall we get out of here before some other slavers arrive? I don't fancy getting back in chains. Not really my thing. And he raises an eyebrow. Ah, thank you, chat. Yeah, I think you do add con modifier to your hit dice.
Good shout, boys. Thank you.
It's a good thing someone knows the rules. Yeah, Duncan says, yeah, she'll get out of it before more slavers arrive.
Let's start moving.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, carry on, Ted.
I'm not really sure what direction the town is, so I guess I'll follow your lead.
So I know these parts, and well, never got lost in the forest before. And we start heading. Duncan leads the way, kind of not on the to about 100 meters away from the path, through the woods, back the way the slavers brought us.
Okay. Cool. So, you guys start walking. You head off in one direction. It starts to get darker. As night falls, so comes with it darker sounds. And as you lose a bit of light, and you actually end up finding yourselves treading on some crunchier ground. And as you look around yourselves, you appear to have entered, somewhat unbeknownst to you, in a rather odd way. You kind of, for one moment, lost your tracking, and then you're on this ground. You don't exactly remember how you got there.
Oh God, magical means.
And you actually appear to be in a graveyard. Now,
for the record, Duncan is incapable of getting lost in forests without magical intervention. Spoiler alert, we might be in for some trouble here.
Well, maybe so. We'll have to wait and see. So you guys are actually in this graveyard. Can everybody, all of the player characters, roll me an initiative test, please? because at one point or another, all of you begin to find yourselves in a similar situation. And thank you so much for the donation from Little Bee-Based God. That is.
Oh,
so...
that would be Was that? I think that was my friend Matthew Besley. If it's to do with the based god.
Shout
Thank you,
out
Matthew.
to
Was it 69 pence by any chance?
I think it may have been.
How did I know? Cheers, Matt. It might have been Spencer Finch, actually. It was one of those two. Cheers, lads.
Thank you very much.
Cheers, lads.
Thank you very much.
Breaking out the dollar.
We're going to...
Everyone.
So everyone can roll me initiative whilst I just put this lovely man's name.
We've got 12 from Duncan, 17 from Ulfgar. Clearly the pinnacle of dwarf athletic skill.
21.
Christ.
Wow.
Not sure how that happened.
Yeah, just trying to remember. I've got a initiative, but what do I click on?
The character.
What character?
Your token on the map.
Oh wait, hold on. There I am.
You got it?
Sorry,
I
was
think I
zooming
missed
in
a
and I-
follower as well. I'll find you in a minute, my friend.
Initiative 5.
Okay, so Duncan, you rolled that's not 20. You rolled a 12. Beth,
I am the slowest. I'm
Kaylin,
the slowest dex character.
you rolled a
on the face of the
21.
earth.
That's very impressive. That's good.
I rolled a 5.
You rolled a 5. Brilliant.
So proud. So proud.
Oh, it's already done for me. And Olfgar, you rolled a
17, I think.
17, which puts Kaylin first, then
There we go,
Olfgar,
boys.
then
Can
Duncan.
I choose to go last, please? Or not?
You can
You can
withhold your action.
You can hold your action when it comes to your turn. Let me find stats.
How did I just appear to have lost my chat?
I've just got clarification from my friend Matthew, and he did do that just so that the phrase "little bee based god" would be on the chat on the stream at all times. So
Thank you, my friend. Thank you very much.
valuable investment.
Okay, that's an 8. Let's do some secret GM stuff. Don't you guys worry. Whatever you do, it's definitely
We
not evil.
are so dead.
It's whatever's happening. I mean, it's definitely not evil. So, Jack can clarify.
I mean, we've
that.
shown up in a graveyard at random.
Yeah,
Nothing,
I mean-
nothing, and it has to be magic, but
Happens all the
nothing
time.
bad is happening.
No,
No.
whatever happens, guys.
Wait,
Don't panic.
In a world where necromancy is on the rise, 4 players have shown up in a graveyard through magical means.
This is all
Seems legit.
pure coincidence. I can confirm. So going first is the lovely Kaylin. Let me just zoom out a little bit so we can actually see you in the roll 20. There you are. I'm going to move you just here so you can see. So we can see you on stream. So, Kaylin, you found yourself in a graveyard. This is weird.
Oh dear.
It's definitely not weird or bad thing though. So you know.
It's definitely not a weird or a bad thing. I just happened to magically appear in a graveyard.
Definitely.
Okay. And if it's definitely not a weird or a bad thing, she's just gonna kind of chill out and see what happens.
Okay, so do you want to hold your turn till the end of it? Is that what you want to do?
Yeah.
One
Okay.
thing you can do, Beth, you can ready a spell. So you can say Kaylin was to be particularly on edge, she could ready Eldritch Blast. So as soon as someone comes into sight and range, she casts it.
Thank you, Game
obviously
Storm,
you
for
would,
the following.
yeah, you wouldn't automatically shoot them, but you could have that so that you could have the option when someone comes into sight.
Oh, and Saxus07, thank you for following, my friend. Enjoy that gold. So what
Yeah,
what are you doing, Kaylin?
I'm going to hold for my turn. I'm just going to kind of chill out and see what's going to happen because obviously nothing bad.
Okay, cool. So that takes us to Olfgar Battlehammer. You and Duncan have found yourselves in a rather odd spot.
Can I use an action out of turn just to say to Ulfgar, this ain't fucking right?
Thank you, Spenoa955.
Yep, Spencer
Duncan.
Finch, the boy.
And thank you, hello Death by Donut, hello my friend. Oh, and thank you for the £5 from Drassy, Jesus.
Cheers, dude.
You guys.
Wow.
Wow, that is...
We're going to Ibiza, boys.
It is confirmed that we...
Cheers, mate.
That is really very much appreciated, my friend. Let me put you in this beautiful box over here.
Yeah, Duncan just says to Olfgar before he does anything, this ain't fucking right, be careful.
Olfgar will essentially just look around a little bit. He's not really... He isn't really aware what's happening. I mean, he doesn't know barely anything about magic. So, except for the fact that Duncan tells him that something's off, he's kind of clueless.
Okay. So do you do anything? Do you...
He'll... No, he'll ready his warhammer since Duncan warned him.
Okay.
But he's not really sure what else to do.
Okay. So that's the end of your turn?
Yeah.
Question mark?
Okay, so that takes us to Duncan's turn.
Okay, so Duncan, going slowly forward,
Just
says,
grabbing a drink.
watch my back, and jumps up onto this thing here. And ends up face to face with an elf.
You see an elf carrying a staff, and Kaelin, you see a man carrying a pike and bow.
He's got his pike, it's kind of strapped to his back. He's got a arrow knocked in his bow, and as he sees you, he doesn't point the bow at you. He stops in his tracks and just looks at you. What the fuck?
Well, I was about to say, does it look like he's going to attack me? But
He's armed, but he's not pointing at. He's got a bow. He doesn't meet elves very often at the best of times, so this is a confusing experience. Who the fuck are you and where am I?
Beats me.
And Duncan just shouts, "Oi, Olfgar! I found an elf!"
Really now?
Okay, and with that brief period of time for your turn, other things begin to happen.
Yeah, we're gonna die.
Everyone dies.
Oh, horror.
Yeah.
My coffee's cold.
Sorry to hear that, but I still need to kill you.
Please don't.
As you guys are talking, there comes a figure from out of the darkness.
Oh God.
This figure is wearing a mask on his face, like a beaked mask, and it's really very bizarre. He's wearing some very dark robes on him. He's carrying a staff, and on the top of the staff there is a human skull. It looks like a human skull. It could be an elfin skull. And as he looks at you, Kaelin, you sense this feeling of magic, like intensifying, like your magic inside you is going crazy. You've never experienced someone this powerful, so close to you. And
Are we still acting in turn order?
yeah, we are.
Okay,
you can tell me a little thing that you say or something.
Yeah, you see this thing that Duncan's standing on. I assume it's like a sarcophagus type thing.
Yep.
He jumps down behind it and lays down so that he's not visible. I assume this person's to like the west of me.
He is to the northwest of you.
What, so like towards where Kaelin is from me?
Yep.
Yeah, I jump down here and hide.
Okay.
I lay down underneath it with my bow clasped across the chest.
Okay, so he points a finger. It's not actually your turn though, so you can't move.
Oh, I thought you meant I could do like a minor thing. Okay, I'll go
No,
back
you
there.
could say something, but other than that, you can't actually move. 'Cause
Okay, yeah,
it's his
that's
turn.
what I want to do.
Yeah, fair enough. It's okay. We'll get to that on your turn. So the necro dude. No spoilers, oops.
Yeah, necromancer.
No,
Spoiler alert.
he's definitely not.
He's just
Vicious
a wizard
rumor.
who hangs out in graveyards.
Chat
He
didn't
likes the
hear
vibe.
anything. Chat didn't.
It's just
Fine.
goth.
Fine. I mean, yeah. So this guy who's definitely just the average chap going about his
He's
day
just the gardener.
in the graveyard at night. He points a bony finger at Kaelin, and a burst of dark magic, which you recoil from. Just the mere sense of it. He attacks you with a 20 versus your armor class.
Oh dear.
Yes.
GM has modded
Hacks.
dice.
Mad
I
hacks.
don't know.
You've got weighted dice on the internet.
Yep.
Die.
Oh, I nearly rolled a d20 for damage there. You take a 3 damage, so
That's not bad.
not so bad. Not so bad.
not
It's
too
super
bad.
powerful wizard who does less damage than my minimum.
He did roll a 1. So
Solid effort.
Kai, you have just entered this graveyard. Find yourself in an odd place when you sense some really nasty magic coming just to the south of you, and you actually see a bolt of dark energy fly across the night.
Oh, great. Fantastic. That's
Just what we needed.
that's just what I
Just
need.
the doctor ordered.
Can I move behind this cover?
Yep.
Is that hard cover? I can't. I'm presuming
Yep.
that's not me going to fall in
Yeah.
to it.
I'm actually going to increase your vision slightly. Oh, sorry, stream, you can't see what I'm doing.
So yeah, so they've got their elves and stuff. They've all got dark vision, unlike me,
Yeah,
with
I
my
need to update
common
your-
pleb eyes.
Let me update this for you, my friend.
Hashtag
No.
blind human.
Alcero, no one needs to play Crypto the Necrodancer. No one needs that in life.
This is not true. So Kai, you see this man in dark robes and a mask, and I believe you can just about make out this man here, who is a big burly fellow, also wearing a similar mask, and he turns to look at you as you come into sight. So you've moved. You can now perform an action.
Fucking hell.
Okay. I am in hard cover here. Yeah.
You are in soft cover.
Oh, soft cover.
You get +2 to
okay.
your armor class.
Cool. I don't like people, so I'm just going to try and Eldritch blast him in the face.
Okay, you're attacking the not the necromancer.
The necro dancer.
The
Or
necrodancer.
the Necrolancer.
Yep.
Parkin's just put up.
Metro Lance.
That's a good shout, I like that.
Yes.
Or this man here.
I'm going to go for the guy who has. Wait, which one do I sense the power in?
This man here.
Okay.
The one with the staff.
In which case, I'm going to. I'm not going to attack him. I'm going to attack the other guy. I feel like Kai would be smart enough to sense that he is outclassed here.
Right,
So
okay.
I'm going to try and take down his friend.
Okay, the demon Moldark within you says, "Oh, he is strong. We should feast on his soul."
That's it. Kai kind of shakes his head and says, "You'll get us both killed with thinking like that. We'll take the weaker one first, and I hopefully."
A 12 versus his armor class is a hit. You do 8 damage to him.
Yes.
This man recoils back. What does your Eldritch Blast look like, my friend?
It almost looks like the opposite of light. So like it's almost like I
Do
can't,
you
I can't
mean
really.
darkness?
Yeah. Well, no, you know.
Yeah,
but, like,
I understand.
if you think about like black lightning, essentially, so the absence of light.
Blue lightning.
And do you have a? I believe you have a channeling, arcane focus
I do indeed.
And what is that, and what does that look like?
Oh, I do apologise. I can't actually remember off the top of my head because I wrote this a while ago. It'll be in my inventory. Give me 2 seconds. My arcane focus is a ring.
A ring, okay. What does the ring look like, just for...
The ring is essentially a wolf, like a wolf, but it's quite chunky, and it's made of like a unremarkable metal. But the wolf has one sort of eye missing, and the other one is like what looks like some kind of almost like a pearl, like a glassy kind of color.
Okay, cool, brilliant. So some dark lightning kind of shoots out and hits this man, and he recoils back in agony. And this takes it to this man's turn, and he's going to come at you. He's going to move towards you, and he's going to attack you. And he has a small hammer in hand, and he's got a shield on him, and he kind of brings it down on you with a cry. Does an 8 beat your armor class, my friend?
No, it does not.
He curses as he misses, and he doesn't. As he says, he's not actually speaking common. You don't know what language you speak.
Ooh, what is it? Oh, I don't.
You speak primordial, but you...
Yes, I speak primordial.
Yeah, and
Do
no
any
one...
of the party understand what he says?
No.
That's not good.
No. I mean, it's probably just a local accent, right? I mean, nothing to worry about, guys. Nothing to worry about. All right, my lad.
Unlimited power.
Okay, so out of the darkness, Kaelin, you see this man step out, and he's similarly dressed to the man above, but he can't do anything else, and it is actually your turn, Kaelin. Beth?
You're
Left
muted.
immediate.
You're muted, my
Yeah.
dear.
Thought so.
Everybody
Always.
gets one.
While he's still in sight and not running off, I want to. Where's my?
You get Eldritch Blast, Duncan.
No, the guy with the staff. My
Yep.
pointy thing's on a minute. A minute. I don't know. I'll find a minute. I'm going to cast
We'll check the donations.
Is there a
Chill
donation?
Touch.
Oh my dear lord.
Five hours later.
Sorry if I missed a donation, I was just busy. I will go look at who was the kind man to donate. Sorry, you'll be able to see that on the
It's
stream.
that's Dank.
Is it Dasta?
Yeah, he said check your donations.
Oh my...
Is he a boy? Is he one of the boys?
I'm thinking he might be.
Is he, I think...
Oh my dear lord, £4.20 from Dank
$4.20.
Maymays.
Amazing,
What a legend, you my friend.
Dank.
You my friend.
I think we all know where that money's going.
Yeah.
Towards your equipment, obviously.
And we've got a new follower as well. How exciting. Boximus the Holy, thank you, my friend. Get that gold in. Get that hype on. £4.20. What a legend.
This couldn't be going any better.
I know. I'm gonna write
BS.
him in. Sorry, Jeff. I am.
Back to the reason we're all here. Kaelin, what do you do?
Yeah, I cast Chill Touch, but it didn't really do anything, so just ignore it.
What did you roll?
She rolled a 5 versus AC.
5 attack.
5 versus AC. Unfortunately, that is not enough to hit this man.
I figured.
Yeah. 420 blaze it, boys. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough for Kaelin. She wasn't on that 420 hype. Are you going to move? Oh, and we have another new follower. I'm so sorry, but these guys are just too nice to stop. Tater Totes 1125. Thank you so much for following, my friend. Enjoy
Yeah,
that
and I'm
gold.
just gonna move back a bit.
Brilliant. A tactical maneuver of our most abilities. So, Olfgar Battlehammer, finally, it is your turn, my friend. You hear and see dark magic being cast in front of you, and Duncan climbs up onto into the distance, and you lose sight of him. And you hear screams and battle cries.
And the sound of Duncan swearing.
It sounds like home to You're in your element, my friend.
Yeah, I'm just thinking a little bit. The rules for dashing.
The rules of dashing are you can double your move speed as your action, so you
Yeah.
can't attack. You can just move.
Ah, damn it.
I
remember.
believe that you can make it all the way to an enemy if you do it right, because you can move 5 squares as a dwarf. So if you go forward 3, diagonal left 1, you will probably be in melee range. That's just from what I can guess from the darkness on my map.
Now look, I even reached an enemy within 4 squares, so
Could either ready an attack or just go dashing into the darkness like a mad dwarf.
Hang on,
Okay.
hang on. Sorry, boys, but Kaelin, I believe you rolled a nat 1 there, didn't you?
Yes, you did.
Did you try and escape a nat 1? Did you think that we wouldn't see that?
No, to be honest, I didn't
Someone in the chat
really.
point that out.
Because yeah, that's a nat 1. So something hilarious has got to happen.
Oh no!
You attempt
Be nice.
You attempt to cast Chill Touch, and as you throw it towards this man, it in fact hits this tree.
Oh no!
This tree here.
No.
For those in chat unfamiliar with Beth's history and roleplay, whenever she attempts to shoot someone, she hits a door or a tree. Mostly doors, to be fair. Mostly doors. But
Every opportunity.
But what we figured is these trees will one day be cut down and made into doors, so
Very true.
technically she's still hitting a door.
And thus the cycle
That's
continues.
not fair.
Literally, it was
Always.
This all
It
came
was
from
only one character, guys.
all the main political leaders of this realm are in one room. She's got to make one arrow shot to save them all, and she just slams it into the door,
she's
and everyone dies. She did so well.
Well, you're really mean.
hashtag Bully Beth. Right, sorry, Ted. What are you doing, my friend?
I lost my track of thought there.
That's okay. You just got to this man. Beth distracts us all with her malarkey.
Alleyways.
So you got into contact with this man, but that was all your movement.
Yeah, right. Oh, well,
Swing.
I'm not really sure what's happening right now, but it seems like
Duncan. Sorry, Duncan shouts, "Swing at him, you fucker!"
Osmundel, thank you for
Oh,
following.
fine then. Oh. Just because you're asking so nicely, I'll bash his head in.
As if he needed an excuse.
15.
He needed encouragement. 15.
Uh,
15 versus his armor class is a hit, and you do 8 damage, which is
Yes.
a brutal hit. And he is crushed. He's not dead, but he's looking in pain. And that takes it to Duncan Pippery's turn. You're currently on top of a sarcophagus, and you hear Ulfgar fighting the cultist man
Okay.
in the distance.
Duncan says, "Fuck, I can't see anything," and he moves. In fact, he kind of would move around the edge
Okay.
here to behind Ulfgar, and he would, over the top, use his pike and just overhand stab at the guy because he cannot see fucking anything.
Okay.
He doesn't want to let an arrow loose in the... Normally he would let an arrow loose in the dark, but he doesn't want to hit this dwarf that saved his life earlier. He feels a slight debt towards him. So he's going to take a stab with his boar spear, and I'll describe it depending on whether it hits or not.
Okay. Super Was King says, since Beth killed the tree, can't a necromancer bring that tree back to life? Chat, why do you give me such brilliant ideas? The next
16!
The next monster is definitely the tree. The 16 is a hit.
Okay,
Six
so it's
damage.
six damage. Does that kill him?
That does kill him.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Duncan puts the spear and the kind of the wings on the boar spear get caught on his neck, and as he twists it, the neck of this weird dude just jars, and he pulls the spear out, and he just flops to the floor against the tree, narrowly missing the eldritch blast
Well,
as it kind of comes forwards and hits the tree.
Hold
Okay.
on, isn't that a roll with disadvantage, as Chat's just pointed
Chaz
out?
just said that.
It's not a disadvantage because I can see him. If it was an archery, it would have been a disadvantage because I can't see anything. It would be an advantage if it was a range shot, both because it was the dark, because I'm going over the dwarf's head, but because it's a melee attack, I'll just go round him. This was established.
Okay.
Um,
So,
I'm just gonna cut in quickly. I think we might have missed a donation there if I
oh my lord.
see wrong on the stream.
How I
God.
keep doing this? I am the worst human. And I'm about to apologise to this wonderful person who's donated to us.
I am not entirely sure. But
Oh
I
my
think
dear lord, £6.66 from Soulless 16s.
I will consume your soul.
He says, love you guys, shout out to the team.
Cheers, mate.
Shout out to the team.
Who was that from? Sorry.
Soulless
Thanks,
16.
Lloyd.
Oh, that's Lloyd. Cheers.
Lloyd.
Yeah, it's Lloyd from Games Workshop. Lloyd, a notorious elf lover and despicable man. But thank you very much.
We're running out of space on the donations.
I'm only half elf, but I'm on the bandwagon.
He's half up for it.
We're running out of space here, boys. I don't know what to do. We're getting... Too many people are showing their love today, and I...
I'll
And
happily
we
give
love
up
it.
some real estate on my bit of
We're
my bit of
currently
the screen.
on 40 views as well, so
Thank you so
Yeah.
much, everyone who's here, by the way. This is our very first session. We're really enjoying having you guys here and chatting to us. And
Welcome to everyone from 4chan.org/TG and Wizards of the Coast and Steelborn, where we were
Stillborn, everyone from
advertising earlier.
Stillborn Legion. Of course, guys who want to play D&D, go to Stillborn. There's links in chat now.
There's a lot
Um,
of games going on. Welcome to the guys from Geek and Sundry as well. That was me and
Welcome.
Matt earlier.
Welcome, one and all. Thank you for following. So, let us continue. Whose turn were we on? We just had Duncan's
Be
turn.
Kai.
It
I
is not,
think-
in fact. It is the man with a plan
Oh, shit.
and a nasty-looking staff. He is intent on attacking this magic user, elfin woman, whose power he senses. And he points another finger to her. The same one, in fact, but never mind. And he rolls a 19. Does that hit your armor class, Kaelin?
I believe it probably does.
What did he roll?
I am rolling so well. A 19.
Ha, yes.
He
Um,
rolled a 1 again for damage. That's only 3. And thank you so much, Dealer Umbra, for following. Gela Golden. Gela Hype Train on. Thank you so much, my friend. So 3 damage for Kaelin. She goes down to 3 hit points. She's looking a bit low down there. But it is now Kai's turn. He is fighting a man with a hammer who seems intent on murdering him. And he's speaking in a rather strange language, which he can't understand.
That's just my average night out, to be honest.
Average night out. So what are you doing, Kai?
I think I get a feeling I might stab him.
Okay, you've got that sense.
So I'm going to draw my rapier and I hit him in the face.
Okay, draw your rapier. Stab him in the face. I like it. An 11 versus his armor class does not hit. So you can now make a move action if you so desire.
I'm gonna risk it for a biscuit. As long as I stay in contact with him.
You're breaking up a little bit for me, Josh. Is this the same for anyone else? Sorry.
Yeah, it seems to be some interference.
Carry on, though. Carry on, Josh. Sorry. We'll work for it for now.
Is it okay if I move to there?
Let me check. I'm sure it is. It is indeed, yes.
Okay, am I now in combat with both of them?
You are indeed.
This was probably a terrible decision, but bugger it.
Yeah. Sorry, guys, about Josh breaking up on stream. We're going to try and work through it for now. It's our first episode. Technical difficulties. Sorry about it. Hopefully we can work through this. And hello, Sinto Bus TV. Thank you. It's very beautiful. And Death by Donut, thank you for saying there's a nice interface.
Sorry about that, guys.
That's okay. We're all back. We're just having a little interference with Josh. Hopefully it will all work out fine. It is these guys' turn again. One of them is dead, however. So this man is going to turn to fight Kai, and he's going to give him a... And let's see how he does. A 22 versus your armor class. Does that hit, Kai?
Ever so slightly.
Ever so slightly. Yeah, I figured. I'm rolling far too well. It feels like... I don't know. A 5 damage.
Ouch. That's not pleasant for me.
No.
Little bit mad. You.
Josh, I'm completely losing you, my friend.
Josh, if you leave the Twitch chat, because that's probably taking up a lot of your bandwidth, given your dreadful internet. So if you leave the Twitch chat and just try and crack on as best you can.
The show must go on. And thank you so much. Chill for a minute following. Thanks so much, my friend. Welcome to the adventure. Enjoy that new gold of yours! Exclamation point gold. And Super Wasp King, the Necrodancer, that is confirmed to be in the next episode, next Monday. The tree will come back to life and murder the entire party, so fear not. It is now Kaylin's turn, however. What is she doing?
Right. Necromancer dude's still alive, isn't he?
He is still
Necrodancer.
alive. Necrodancer, yep. Definitely not a Necrodancer, right?
Right. Let's have a look. I'm going to attempt to roll chill touch again. Hopefully it'll go slightly better this time.
Okay. An 8 versus his armor class, I believe, is not enough, but I will check. It is not enough. It is not enough. I'm sorry, Kaylin. You can now move, however, if you wish to kind of move away from this man. And Sintobus, I can't tell you exactly what I'm doing with this tree, but I'll let you know. Thank you, Hazov, for following. We are absolutely doing so well on followers. Thank you so much, my friend. Enjoy that gold. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the adventure. Episode 1, boys. So you've moved. Take it to Olfgar Battlehammer's turn. You've just murdered this man in front of you, and you hear screams and more battle up northwards to you.
Well, to be fair, it wasn't Olfgar who murdered him, was it?
True enough. You assisted. Thanks so much.
He
Nyexorus
probably
42.
cut a lot of the blood supply there.
Probably, yeah.
Question: would Ulfgar hear that there are where the rest of the enemies are?
Yeah, you hear up, before you, in front of you, like there are screams happening.
Fuck it. He'll start moving upwards then.
Okay.
There we go.
Oh, and you come into contact with
Oh.
a strange looking fellow who, definitely not a necromancer. Okay.
Definitely not.
Just to confirm,
Right.
chat, not a necromancer.
Just to clarify.
Yes, indeed. He has a beaked mask on and a staff with a skull on top of it, and he's wearing dark robes, and he looks very menacing.
Well, that's the ugliest fucking headgear I've ever seen.
He hisses at you.
Fashion banter.
And Duncan, it is your turn. You see Ulfgar going forwards.
I only moved.
Yeah, Duncan goes, "Oi, Olfgar, you missed a bit," and he moves forward and he is going to use his action to loot this dead guy on the floor.
I love how Twitch is always using hashtag just to clarify.
It's already a thing.
Josh, come into your camera a bit. We can't see you, mate.
He's been frozen like that for about a minute.
I think
Huh?
he's back.
Josh,
No, Josh is back.
Josh.
Yeah, I'm back.
He's just not in the camera. There he is.
He's just not in his camera.
There we go. Yeah, sorry.
Duncan uses his action to loot this guy.
Okay, cool. You find nothing of interest on him. You find
Okay.
a few bones.
He continues moving then, as he finds the emptiness of this guy, and yeah, he's ends up he kind of, as he steps up, goes around the tree and ends up face to face with this necromancer, kind of readies his spear, and then time pauses for him and everyone else goes.
Okay, taking it to this fella's turn, he hisses at Ulfgar the dwarf in front of him and swipes at him with his staff, which is, you can tell, infused with a dark energy. 12 versus your armor class, my friend?
That would be a miss.
Okay,
well,
taking it...
In the least, it doesn't go through.
Okay, taking it to Kai's turn, who's still locked in combat with this man above him, and definitely not a necromancer man here. So, Kai.